Sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day.
11 after the hour, and it's 73 degrees and light rain in downtown Sylacauga. Windy conditions today, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. So keep that in mind today as you make your plans for the day. Commercial Development Authority Chairman Bryan Taunton joins us this morning. Bryan, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you.
Good to have you with us, and you'll be doing the backstroke before the day's over today, buddy.
It looks like I think I swam here the last quarter mile on the way in.
Hey, listen, it's been a week ago today that things went kind of sideways with the Sylacauga City Council meeting, at the end of the meeting especially, and you've had some strong thoughts about this. Let's jump right into it this morning. Where are you at on this now?
Well, you know, I'm really on both. I guess you could say if there's two sides, I see both sides. I understand what's going on. I've been digging deep. I had a long, in-depth interview with a Haitian immigrant yesterday who has been in our country since 2020. And
where's that person at?
He is living in Minnesota right now.
Okay.
But he's a missionary, and he divulged a lot of things that the Haitians are having to deal with. There's two parts of the story, but there's something that no one's talking about, and I'll jump right into that. One, there's absolutely, in defense of our city officials, there's absolutely nothing that they can do, folks, about this. This is a federal issue. It's going on all across our nation. Now, if there's a crime, we can definitely do something then, such as what happened this weekend, domestic abuse situation, and I think they're dealing with that. But that reveals an inherent problem in that we do not have the infrastructure to support a large influx of immigrants, and that's everyone's fear. They don't want to see us turn into another Springfield, Ohio, or Aurora, Colorado, with the immigrants really flooding into the marketplace, and that's understandable. But then there's also the ministry side of things and our moral attitude in these things. So we have to find a way to kind of meet in the middle and understand that we have to look at the integrity of each and every individual. But most of all, everyone needs to understand these people are being taken advantage of. You want to know how they're getting all over the United States? Temp employment agencies are bringing them in. They're sponsoring them and then paying them low wages to work in different areas that they get contracts for or whatever. And that's how they end up in these areas. And the temp agencies and the sponsors are making multi-millions off of these immigrants. And that's what's happened. It's legal slavery. Now, and so they get here, they're working hard, and then there's the criminal aspect, especially coming out of Haiti and everywhere else. You do have the aspect that these gang members are coming over in order to expand their footprint. So when you first see an individual, because the government, once they pass through the port, the federal government has no idea where they're at. Joe Biden has provided everybody with what they're calling a pardon, where they're pardoned from their country, and he's not giving them visas, but he's giving them these work permits. Mm-hmm. From there, they go wherever they can get a ride. Most often, they get hooked up with one of these temp agencies or a sponsor, and they're recruited, and they're bussed off to different places.
Doesn't say much about our workforce in America, does it?
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And it doesn't say anything much about our immigration policy. Mm-hmm. Brother Al that I spoke with, and that interview is on my Facebook page. It's on YouTube if you want to go look it up. But he took years and is still trying to get some of his family legally to be granted asylum in the United States. But meanwhile, and not one thing was done for him. To go through the process took years. But yet someone comes through illegally, what do they get? They get a stipend from the federal government, they get a cell phone, and they get transportation to just about anywhere they decide they want to go in the United States. But those that are trying to come legally to seek asylum don't get that aid.
Something wrong with that picture.
We're rewarding the criminals.
Yeah.
There's something wrong.
Yeah.
So the general public at large is taken at a great disadvantage. It's a huge overreach of our federal government, and it's harming cities all across our nation. The biggest thing that we need right now is a plan of action, because I'm going to tell you something, Jimmy, this is not the last. We don't know who else is going to come. They could be Venezuelan, they could come from anywhere. But we know that we've had over 11 million come across the southern border. So we need a plan of action in our city, as this is going to be a growing problem.
So how do we do that?
Well, I think it just starts by reaching out for aid to try to find out, how do we prepare our infrastructure, our school systems, our fire and police, the hospital, because when they come in, just like what you see happening in Springfield, Ohio, their resources are being overrun. We have a hard enough problem having a room at the hospital now with our limited citizens. So, we've got to find a way to at least be prepared, find a way to confront this, and that's also going to have to come from the state level.
So with the arrest of the gentleman yesterday, we had no one who could speak Creole or whatever that is, No. And so there's more out there.
Yes.
So I don't know what we do about this.
It's and that's the thing, Jimmy. Nobody has the answers, and there's absolutely no one on the federal or the state level that is helping us get those answers. I think Kay Ivey and our senators, they're reaching out. They're trying to get answers, but Washington is giving no one any help or advice. And unless you want to be a sanctuary city, then they're not sending you money.
What is a sanctuary city?
I think that's where they are recruiting and allowing for immigration in order that they can receive millions of dollars of government aid.
All right, let's talk about, you had some strong words about this meeting last Thursday here in Sylacauga. Have you changed your opinion about that?
No, absolutely not. No. The meeting was closed out. And it could, I believe the situation could have been diffused much easier by just simply saying, instead of Tiffany Nix, and I love her, but it was just a bad situation, and she just simply didn't handle it correctly. She expressed her personal opinion rather than embracing the people who had questions and reservations and were suspect. What she simply should have said was, look, we hear your complaints, and I feel the same way that you do. We need answers, and we are trying to get them. And we're going to do that to the best of our ability. And as we get them, then we will convey that to you. But right now, honestly, we're flabbergasted, and we've been caught with our hands in our pockets, and we just simply weren't ready for this. But we're going to take the necessary steps that we can take. But right now, no one is providing us information.
According to several news sources, Mayor Heigl has been caught up in a firestorm here.
That's what I understand. I believe, I read the letter that he put out, and I believe that he was a little preemptive in his note, and he overspoke. We know that from what the governor has said, and that was simply a mistake on his part. That he should have not. I would have never put that letter out there. I would have come on your show and made a public statement.
In lieu of time, give everybody your information, how they can get in touch with you and read what you have written and about the interview with the gentleman from Minnesota.
Just go to my Facebook page. You can find me, Bryan Taunton. You can search Santa Claus, and it'll pop up in Sylacauga. But if you'll go there, then the interview is there. My letters to the city are there. But the immigration issue, Jimmy, is just another issue we've got in our city. We've got many issues that I find disturbing. Like I said, we could talk for the rest of the morning on these.
That really jumps out.
The closest to home, I guess, most immediately right now that I find disturbing, and understand me clearly, I believe we need the new rec center, and I believe we need the pool. I was on the team that helped design that, even though they followed none of our direction that we gave them. We're about to, or they have, issuing this bond, which I believe is 38 to 46. I hadn't got a clear picture on that, to 46 million on top of debt we already had. That's going to push our debt service upwards to over $80 million for a community of just 12,000, a little over 12,000 people. I have suggested to several city council people, look, you know, after an election, interest rates drop normally by average by at least 2 points. When we're talking about a 25-year, $80 million debt service, that's a lot of money. Why don't we wait until after the presidential election and save those 2 points in interest? But I'm told, no, we can't do that, because if we do that, we may not break ground on the construction before it's time for the new election, and then the new city council may vote to shut it down. We don't want that. We've got to get this done. We've got to get it done now. So we're more interested about our legacies than what's truly best for the city. And I find that a very disheartening.
A lot of people, and this is our final question this morning, a lot of people are upset with our Sylacauga City Council. What would you say to the City Council members this morning? And I'm sure that they may not be watching, or they may be, but they will know about this interview before the dust settles.
Sure. What I would say is this: get rid of your grudge politics. Stop playing games. Get rid of your personal agendas. Stop picking who your favorites are and who you'll do business with and who you won't, who you grant favor and who you don't because of personal relationships. Instead, do what's best for the city. Make decisions based on what is best for the city. Get rid of whatever junk is going on between each one of you and work as a team. We have not had a unified council since this council came together and before. This is an ongoing issue, and I hope to work to put some of those issues to rest. Because I'll tell you right now, Jimmy, I have plans. I'm putting together my team, and I will be running for mayor.
Well, you heard it and saw it right here. Bryan Taunton, President of the Commercial Development Authority, our guest this morning, making his announcement. He'll be running for mayor next year, as a matter of fact. Right?
Absolutely, and I'm running on my record. Since taking over the CDA, we've gone from zero contribution to the city to now we have raised in retail sales annually over $500,000 that we've brought into the city.
Again, to find out more about you and what your writings are, tell them.
Yes, you can find me on Facebook at Bryan Taunton. Soon Bryan Taunton for Mayor will be up and running, and our website, BryanTauntonforMayor.com, will be up and running fully by the end of next week.
All right, Bryan, thanks a lot for dropping by.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Bryan Taunton, our guest this morning. Our Star Student of the Month follows this time out.